Hi guys, it's Rebecca, and today I'm going to share with you the story of probably the most chaotic performance night I have ever had. So basically, I already had the idea of making this video, except then yesterday I was talking with my friend, and this performance night came up, and I was just like, holy crap, you know what? I need to make a video about it now because it's just way too chaotic and funny and just, yeah. By the way, Emily, if you're watching this, hello. Anyway, so basically this happened in grade 11 when I was still running my amateur composers group, and it was only still like 3 people. So I hadn't really developed yet. It was still just me, Molly, and Emily. If you look through some of my previous videos, you might notice some pieces from amateur composers group by uh, people by the names of Molly Lou, Emily Yee, and myself. So yeah, it's basically us three. We got together composing every week. It was for our IB cast project. Yeah, I'll probably make a video talking about Ivy later, but that's not for this video. This video is going to be pretty packed with what it's already going to be about. So anyway, we basically decided we wanted to do a performance, just to kind of like get our music out there, to kind of like explore a bit more, right? And then it was around Chinese New Year at the time, so Molly managed to find this really cool looking concert that we could sign up for as like volunteer performers. And so we planned to play my piece, my composition Journey Through Music, and our collaboration Drifting Away. So it was just like, okay, yeah, this is really cool. We're gonna get there, perform, you know, uh, get to share our music, and then we can go back home and then do our homework. Um, so yeah, this took place at a restaurant in a mall, which was probably about an hour's bus away, like at least, okay, maybe not an hour, but like 45 minutes at least. Like it'll take 45 minutes at least to get there. And this was on a school afternoon. So yeah, it was already kind of like in a pretty bad time, but we were just like, yeah, we got to work with that. So yeah, just whatever. So before I even start talking about the concert itself, we literally had problems right off the bat because they didn't have a piano. And for all of those who don't know, I play the piano. So basically, we were scrambling. We decided at last minute after school to go to Molly's house to practice, and we tried using Molly's keyboard that she said she had, but it turned out it wasn't even an actual keyboard. It was one of those fabric keyboards that they advertise on Facebook, and holy crap, they suck. All right? I know that from firsthand experience. They suck. They're pretty much unplayable. So we were just like, well, crap, guess I'm not playing any sort of piano because that's completely not an option. There's no way I can play this fabric keyboard in front of an audience. So basically, what we decided was that at last minute, I would play the cello part of Journey Through Music on my clarinet, and the piano part, we were just gonna bring my Bluetooth speaker and use that to play the sound. So yeah, and we just prayed to God that the Bluetooth speaker wasn't gonna run out of battery because the battery was already kind of low, and I didn't have my charger. So we were just like, okay, well, let's just pray they have a sound system. Yeah, that was our situation going there. Anyway, so about the actual concert, they told us to be there by 5 p.m., and that was when we were gonna perform. So we got there. Oh yeah, and they told us to get there early. So it's not even that like we were supposed to get there at 5 p.m. We were supposed to get there earlier. So maybe we got there around like 4:30. And then we were just like, okay, so I guess we're performing at 5. And then we asked if we were like the first people to perform or something. And then Molly mentioned there being dancers because Molly had heard that there were going to be dancers performing there too. So these people didn't even know what Molly was talking about. They didn't know that they were going to have dancers. So they were just like, what dancers? What? And the Molly was just like, aren't there going to be dancers? And they're just like, no, I don't think so. So yeah, just keep this in mind for now because it's going to be pretty important info later. Anyways, musicians, we needed a place to set up and warm up, right? So basically we asked them where we could put our stuff and where we could practice. And they said, oh, they had a room for us in the back. So we were like, cool, let's go to the room in the back. Well, the room in the back was a maintenance closet. And not only was it a maintenance closet, it was a full maintenance closet. So basically, we put our stuff in this maintenance closet. So how we actually had to get our stuff was 2 people had to stand outside this closet while one person stood inside the closet and reached over for whatever bags or whatever one of the other 2 wanted. Like it literally could only fit one person. We could not, like the 3 of us could not fit in this room. And we couldn't really warm up inside this maintenance closet, so the only other place we could go was literally the bathroom because they literally had no other room for us. So we were warming up in the bathroom, and people were coming in, and like going like, "What the heck?" And we were just like, "Yeah, don't mind us, please. We were just trying to warm up. All right." They gave us a maintenance closet. Where can we go? Yeah, and we even ended up getting kicked out of the bathroom. So yeah. So 5 p.m. rolls around and we're like, okay, well, maybe it's time to perform now. So we asked them about it and they were just like, oh no, wait for the dancers. Dude, you literally didn't even know that there were gonna be dancers like 30 minutes ago, and now you're saying wait for the dancers. So they said they were gonna push us back, so we were just like, oh, maybe we could go get dinner first, because that'll save time because we have like school and everything. We have to get back as like soon as possible because our original plan was to get there, play at 5, and leave. So we were just like, okay, well, can we go eat? And they were like, no. So we were just like, fine, well, I guess we're gonna wait for the dancers then. And they said we could perform at 6. So 6 rolls around and we still can't perform. And then at this point, we were also realizing that this wasn't just any normal concerts. The audience was starting to arrive, and these people weren't just any everyday people. They were members of large companies, like heads of large companies, heads of like banks, members of the provincial government, the mayor of like that city. And we were just 3 random high school students who signed up for this thing thinking we were just volunteering for an everyday Chinese New Year dinner, and we weren't even from that city. And moreover, the people coordinating the performances actually wanted us to lie and say we were from a youth music group in that city. Obviously we didn't, but yeah. At this point, the only upside to everything was that they actually had a sound system, so I didn't have to use my speaker that was almost dead, and I didn't have to play any sort of fabric piano. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So anyway, the dancers arrived and we were like, okay, so can we perform now? And then they were like, no, because we gotta wait for the mayor to speak, because apparently the mayor had to give a speech. So we were just like, okay, well, when is that? And they were just like, well, 6:30. And we we're like, okay, well, fine, I guess we'll wait till then. And 6:30 rolls around, and of course the mayor hasn't spoken. We still can't perform, so we asked them, hey, when is the mayor gonna speak? And then they said, we don't know. 7? By the way, we ended up playing at 7:30. So, yeah. And of course, the whole time we were waiting, they still wouldn't let us go eat. But that's not even the end of it. I haven't even talked about the actual performance yet. So, you remember how before I mentioned they had a sound system that we could use, right? Their sound system sucked. Their sound system was so bad. It was loud sometimes and quiet at others. A lot of the times we couldn't even hear the piano accompaniment. So basically we were always going off time, and then we couldn't even figure out how off we were and how to catch up. So basically the piano was completely out of sync with what we were playing. No one knew where we were. It was just an utter disaster. And all these important high-end officials were probably wondering what the hell these random non-local 16-year-olds are doing farting around their fancy dinner. So basically after we got done with that utter nightmare, we just packed our instruments and booked the hell out of there. But that's not even the end of it. Because then me and Emily had to get home with public transit because there was no one to drive us. Like, Molly was actually lucky because she had a violin lesson right after the concert, so her mom was actually there to drive her to her lesson. But the thing is, me and Emily had to bus home, and one of the buses on our route was almost always late. And this particular day, it was really late. So basically by the time I got home, it was already like 9 p.m. and I literally didn't have time to do anything. And of course, since I was in full IB, I had a crap ton of stuff to do that week and the next week, and like, of course, just never ending homework. So yeah, that kind of like threw me out for a loop. And yeah, that's basically the story of how I managed to waste an entire day just to perform 8 minutes of material. We thought this was a cool opportunity. Turns out it wasn't. But at least I have a funny story to tell you guys now. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out my Patreon for my COVID-19 fundraiser. You get access to piano sheet music that is not available to the general public. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Now I got one final announcement. I'm actually doing a second fundraiser now. I'm going to link my fundraiser page below. Basically, I'm working with the Partners in Health chapter at my school, and we're actually fundraising for maternal health in Sierra Leone. So basically, Sierra Leone has a really high maternal mortality rate when given birth. 1 in 17 women actually pass away from childbirth, which is really sad. So I really want to help them. And so basically I am participating in a fundraiser for them right now. And I'd really appreciate if you donated anything, like it doesn't matter how much. And basically if I'm able to raise $30 by the end of this week, I will do a cover of Mine Diamonds. Yes, I will attempt to sing Mine Diamonds and post it on YouTube. I cannot sing, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. But yeah, if you want to hear me sing Mine Diamonds, you can click the link below and, help out some mothers in Sierra Leone. Yeah. Oh, and hear that music in the background? It's new music because I am actually releasing an entire collection of new pieces composed in the last 12 days of 2020 on December 31st. It's a really exciting project for me. I'm going to be releasing the sheet music for half of these pieces to the general public for free, so they will be downloadable on MuseScore once they come out. Patrons already have access to the sheet music, so if you are really impatient and you really want to see, then you can support me on Patreon, which you can find in the description below. And then after they come out, the patrons will get access to the other half of the pieces, and That sheet music will not be available for the general public at all, so it'll be exclusive for patrons only. So if you're wanting to get that sheet music, also feel free to support me on Patreon below. 100% of the proceeds go to COVID-19 support, so yeah, it's for charity. It helps people. Yeah. Anyway, that's finally the end of my announcements. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.